morning, everyone. My name is Paula Milewska, and I will be your trainer for today's session, which is called 10 Things You Need to Know About Open Access and Transformative Agreements. And I really appreciate you joined me today at the morning, and I hope this session will be interesting for you. So first of all, I would like to share with you some information, housekeeping information, so that session is being recorded. Please remember about that. So you will be able to come back to the recording of the webinar, but also you can share after the link with your colleagues who could not join me today at the morning. So don't worry about that. I will send you an email after our session with a recording link, but also I will send you the presentation, and I will send you also information about how to download the certificate that will prove your attendance today. If you would like to ask any questions during our webinar, please use Q&A section. I will try to monitor it during my presentation, but also at the end of the webinar, I will come back and try to answer all of your questions. If you have more specific question, it would be easier if you contact me after a webinar using my email address. Okay. So let me start with the topic, 10 things you need to know about open access and transformative agreements. This is like introductory webinar, so you know more, learn more about open access at Elsevier, of course. So the agenda for today, we have 10 points, of course, because there are 10 things you need to know, as the title said. So I will go through all of those points and briefly tell you about open access, open science, open access models, licenses, etc. I will also go to Science Direct Platform and Scopus database and to show you also where you can find open access content in our solutions. I think this is quite useful and practical, let's say. And also I will share with you information about transformative agreements and open access agreements we have right now. Okay, so let me start with a simple question. If you know the answer, please don't hesitate to use chat and let me know what are your thoughts from your knowledge. Open access and open science, is this the same? How do you think? How do you feel? Please let me know. If you are there, I hope you are there and listening. Put on chat the answer. Is it yes? Is it no? Is this related terms? How do you think? Let me wait a little bit for your answers. Okay, we have one answer with no. Any other ideas? Okay, so we have few ideas. Some of you think it is the same, some that it is not the same. Okay, thank you very much for your activity. Okay, thank you very much. So basically, I would like to start with this because sometimes we think about open access and open science as the same thing, just a different name for the same thing. But actually, it's not true. So please remember about that. We have two terms, and open access is not the same as open science and vice versa. You can say that open science is more broad. And let me share with you a few information about that. So open science is the way of working which makes research more inclusive. So this is the idea that we want to make research more inclusive, more collaborative, and of course, more transparent. So we want to show the public exactly what we are doing, why we are doing it, and we want to be very transparent about it. As Elsevier, we are partner for the research community and we want to enable open science. Of course, this is like a great idea. We want to follow it. And this is because we believe that open science can benefit researchers, but also it can benefit the society and drive research performance. And on my slide on the right, you can see that open science is like an umbrella for different other ideas. And those are ideas, how can we implement open science into the practice? So we have here open access, open data, open metrics. We have research integrity, reproducibility, and science and society. We have also open tools and open software that supports this goal to create open science as a workflow for researchers. And at the end, we want to be, like I said, more inclusive, collaborative, transparent, and we want to share with the public the results of our scientific activities through internet with these different ideas. And you can see that open access is just one of ideas. How can we do it? And what open access means? What is that? Okay, so this term was defined by so-called Budapest Open Access Initiative in 2001. It was published in 2002. And from this definition, we can learn exactly what open access is. So open access means that we want to give open access, as it's called, to the literature, peer-reviewed journals, articles, freely available to the public internet. So we want to have users together with us connected easily, free of charge, quick. We want to share with them results of our scientific articles. So they can read, download, copy, distribute, print, search, reuse, etc. This content without any barriers like financial, legal, technical barriers. So this is the idea about open access. But of course, please remember that this is sharing for free with readers, with users, but also there needs to be control over the integrity of the work. So it always goes with authorship, and author has the rights to the article, and it's responsible for the integrity of it. And also users need to acknowledge the paper, the author, if they want to cite it, if they want to use it somehow, if they want to publish it, etc. So please remember that we have like two sides in here. On one hand, we have authors who are sharing the article for free, and at the other hand, we have users who are using it, reading it, but they need to acknowledge the authorship of the paper, which is freely available for them. Okay, so that's open access. So you can see that open access is only about scientific literature, and it's about peer-reviewed journals, journal articles. So sharing scholarly output in written form. Okay. Okay, so we already know that open access is not the same as open science. Open science is like a very big idea. It is a set of principles we want to use to conduct, publish, and disseminate the research. And publishing in gold open access or making an article openly available, no matter what way you will choose to do it, this is just one of the idea how we can implement open science into the practice. Some other ideas, what can we do to be open in science? distinct from open access, for example, open data, open methods, or bringing science into society by giving them access to some kind of resources. I will show you this example for this also later on during our webinar. So for open science, not only articles, you can see it here, but for open access, this means, and this is the idea only for scientific articles. Just to let you know a little bit more about benefits of open science. Why should we do it? Why should we consider being a part of open science society? So first of all, if your research is open, the global impact can be stronger, and it can be beneficial for your local research community. Also, we have reuse and transparency. This is quite beneficial because your outputs are more visible, so more frequently they can be used by researchers, even researchers from outside your circles, because they can easily find it, they can easily use it. Innovation goes with a more collaborative way of conducting research between universities, but also industry and citizens, because we want to, in open science, we want to include everyone together just to make the effort more impactful. Yes. So the other benefit is, of course, impact on society. So the fruits of research benefit society directly. Yes, they can see it. It's more visible for them. They can benefit it right now, just after you publish your open materials. Also, top talents, so universities can succeed better attracting top talents and fair assessment. This is also a correlation between transparency. I think it's a lot. So we have funding and careers based on more holistic picture. And it's also important, I believe, that this way we can somehow benefit from less admin work. Okay, let me go a little bit further with open science, and those are like the main principles of open science. So first of all, we have the principle called FAIR. You can find the information about it in this is correlated a lot with open data, but also it can go easily with code and methods. So your data, your code, your methods should be fair, which means findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. That's a very important thing. And then we have interoperable. So no vendor lock-in, researchers and institutions can also use own tools. This is very important because, as we know, at institutional level, we have a lot of different technologies, a lot of different systems we are using. So this is idea to connect all of those together. And it goes together with the third idea, so the future proof, and that system should be flexible. If you have any technology partner, and I'm sure you have more than one, this is quite important also to stay flexible to different setups and think about the future. How can it work? Okay. Another very important thing, I know that some of people are concerned about it. If I put my, for example, research data open publicly to the internet, what is going up next? you are still the owner of your research data. Okay, so please remember that open science is just an idea how you can show it to the world, but it doesn't mean that you are not an author, you are not the owner of the results. Also, balanced approach to evaluating research, so the basket of metrics and outcomes. We should always have few ideas on how to evaluate our research, how to evaluate our ideas, what we have done within open science model, within other models. And also user in control, what is public, private or shared. So this goes with the fourth principle, because you are deciding what is public, what is private, what can be shared, and there need to be a big respect for privacy and data integrity. So if you use any technical systems, any platforms, you are the one who is in control. You are the one deciding, okay, I want to show my research data, but those are the rules. I am in control. Some of them maybe I will keep private. Some of them I will put public. I will share with the public. And this will be like the most open idea. What can I do? Okay, let me go now to open access, so our second topic, and basically the most important topic on our today session. Okay, and this is the slide I prepared for you, just to remind you how many stakeholders we have here and who is doing what regarding open access. So we have a lot of open access initiatives. You could find invitations to publish in open access, etc. You can find it in your institutional policy. You can find it in local policy, government policy on the country level, let's say, also possible, okay? So first of all, open access is enabled by many stakeholders, and you can see here, we have, for example, funders who are establishing open access policies and mandates. So this is the situation that you want to apply for a grant. You want to get money for your new research project. So you go to the funding body and you need to submit your idea. And within their policies and mandates, there is a policy about open access. And they will tell you, okay, we will give you, if we will give you money for your new project, you need to publish in open access all results coming from your research. The same idea can go with funders, but also with governments. So we can see policies on the country level. And if you are using public money to conduct your research, then they say, okay, please publish in open access. Whatever is the result of your project, you need to publish open access article after. And also the same can go with institutions. Institutions can create their own open access policies, but also it's quite popular that institutions are creating repositories, so also the place where you can store research outputs, your articles, your open data, etc. So it's also good to know what is your institution plan regarding the open access idea right now. Okay, and we have also researchers So probably most of you are researchers, so you are being encouraged to publish research output in open access models. And this can be because of the funding body, because of the government, because of the institution you're working for. But also I showed you some benefits of doing that. So maybe this will be also your own idea. And we have readers. This is like the end user. This can be another researcher. This can be just a person who is interested in the topic. And readers are looking for additional ways to read research content. So basically, if the content is freely available, they can use it, they can share it, it's easy to find, the better for the readers, of course. And among all of those, we have also publishers like Elsevier. So publishers are here to implement open access options for researchers. So we can see the need for open access options for researchers. And our goal is to serve the research community with this challenge, because this is like a big challenge, a big change in the way we share our scholarly output. So that's quite good. And to go even a little bit deeper into that, we can say that Elsevier is a technology partner for research community, because we serve you with technology, but we are also the publisher, of course. But let me just go through this slide. You can see a lot of going on in here, because it's not so easy. It's a little more complicated than we can think about it, because all stakeholders have different research goals, and we are working to support those goals. So for researchers, they want to showcase work, they want to attract funding, but also stay on the top of the field, read content, find and manage data, collaborate, find collaborators, etc. But funders and policymakers can have different goals here. Yes, so they want to promote open science, they want to steer strategic priorities, for example, in Horizon 2020, or now with sustainable development goals. There is national assessment. They think about how to allocate funding, but also they want to demonstrate the impact. So because we funded this and that, you can see the impact on the society is this and this and this. So we have new projects, new ideas. And if you go down, we have industry. So they are focused very much on innovation, but also they want to find experts. They want to find collaborators, facilities to go further. We have society. And society goals are quite, big goals to, for example, improve health, global outcome, and increase trust in science. This goes with society. We really see the need to increase the trust in science, especially right now. And on the other side, we have also institutions who want to improve societal outcomes, on different levels, so local and global community. They want to stand out, but also they want to evaluate, they want to plan, they want to make decisions based on data, enable researchers, so they need also money for lab, computers, tools, etc. They also need to manage funding, and yes, they want to attract talents. So you can see that we have a big circle in here and a lot of relations in between, all stakeholders going on all the time, back and forward. And as a technology partner, we want to support all of those stakeholders, and we are working on that constantly, okay? Just for your knowledge, a lot of funding body policies can be found all around the world. Those are just a few examples you can find here. But also, we have here funding body policies, but also we have policies, like I said, on the government level or higher level even, because, for example, you can have policy for the whole European Union, which is Plan S. And if you don't know this initiative, please go to Plan S website and learn more about it, because it's quite important in our region. And it says that we need to publish in open access journals peer-reviewed results, peer-reviewed research articles with results of our research if it was funded by public finance. Okay, so no matter if it's public funding body or if it's public, because if it's a university, public scientific institution, it should be open access article according to Plan S, which is implemented right now in the whole Europe. Okay, and just to let you know a little bit how it looks like worldwide. So in USA, open access is right now in 2021, we saw 26% was open access articles. In China, 28%, and you can see the Europe, which is most advanced right now, mainly because of this policies, open access policies I showed you. It's 45%, and all of those numbers are growing. This is like a huge trend. So that's why also we have this webinar today, and we're discussing this topic because this is like very important thing going on right now. And for the rest of the world is 29% open access articles right now. Okay. What about Elsevier and open access? What we do to support this idea? So first of all, we are a publisher, so we are thinking about publishing as a service, and we are adding value to articles through all the publication process. You can see on my graph main steps, main things we are doing as a publisher, and we have more than 2,700 journals right now. And you can see here that we are starting from the beginning. So we are managing submissions, then peer review, then edit, prepare, then publish, disseminate, and the last thing, but very important, to archive and to promote articles. And you can see some numbers here that can show how big is the work we are doing as a publisher. If you have any questions, please remember, use chat. I will look into it. Okay, and just to let you know how many articles have some changes during editorial process, editorial stages. 94% of them have content changes, and near 50% have content changes made to the reference section. So that's just to show you how it looks like. And we are offering, like I said, more than 2,700 journals to the research and health communities. You can see here disciplines, but also at the middle of my slide, you can see publishing model. And for now, you can see that most of our journals are hybrid. So you can publish in those titles subscription articles, but also open access articles. And we have 630 right now gold open access journals, which are totally open access. No other options are of publishing are allowed there. And in 2021, we published near to 120,000 gold open access articles. And you can see that in the same year, we published 497,000 subscription articles. So the articles which user need to pay to read, and this 119 gold open access articles, they are free of charge for anyone who would like to read. Okay, and those are the trends. I told you that this is the trend, and this is like a growing trend. So another number, so over 38,000 more articles than previous year were published in 2021 in open access model. So this is like quite a big number. And for now, over 95% of the journals we launch are open access. So that's quite good also information. And for today, Elsevier is one of the world's fastest growing open access publisher right now. So you have a lot of options how to publish open access with Elsevier. And we are still advancing open access at Elsevier. We have done a lot of steps, and of course we will follow them later on. So you can see here a slide with main activities connected with open access and how we advanced that in previous years. And you can see here development of journals, of course, open access publishing models, but also we have here something called open access agreement, transformative agreement. And this is something I will also refer to in the next part of the webinars. Yeah, and for 2022-23, for sure, something will happen also regarding open access at Elsevier. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about models of open access. So we have different shades of open access: gold, green, bronze, platinum, diamond. It's called different in the different places, and black. So at Elsevier, as an author, if you want to publish in open access with Elsevier, you can choose the gold or the green. And the gold, this is article published under CC license. I will tell you what is CC license on my next slides. And the publication costs are covered by article processing charge, APC. And it's either gold in full open access journal or in hybrid journals. And green, this is a model that allows you to archive accepted manuscript of articles published under the subscription model. So we are publishing in the subscription model, there is no APC. And then after embargo period, you can archive this accepted manuscript, and the embargo period can be something between 6 and 24 months. Then we have bronze open access. It is publicly available to read without the licenses. For example, it can be open archives. Platinum, it is published under CC license with publication costs, but the publication cost, it's not on the author or the institution who paid for author, but it is covered by a third party, for example, society, the university or other body who is behind the journal. And the black, so-called black, it's illegal. Storing final version of articles published under the subscription model and make it somehow publicly open for reading. Okay, and let me go through gold and green at Elsevier. So gold open access at Elsevier, over 97% of journals offer this option, so you can publish in open access and make it gold open access, and your article will be permanently available and free to read if you choose this way of publishing your article. You will pay article publishing charge, APC, and this will make your article immediately, permanently, freely available for everyone to access, read, build upon, and go on. And in many cases, of course, this APC will be paid by your institution or research funder on your behalf. And the second way is green open access. And with green open access, if you choose to publish a subscription article, we can help you to meet open access funding requirements this way. And all of our subscription journals offer this green open access option. So you can post a version of your article in a repository after this embargo time I told you about it, and then all people can access it for free. We have sharing policy about it. I put a link in here if you are more interested in the green way of open access. I will share with you the presentation. All links will be active for you on the PDF format, so don't worry about it. You can go back later on and see how it works. Okay, and let me tell you a little bit about licenses for open access on if you want to publish with Elsevier. So all authors publishing gold open access have a choice, and there are two different Creative Commons licenses you can choose. It's CC BY or CC BY and CMD. If you are not familiar with Creative Commons licenses, there is a website, Creative Commons, with all detailed information about all licenses, but let me briefly tell you what this is about. So this is the license given by author and by Elsevier to users. So the license lets others distribute, remix, adapt, build upon your work, even if they want to do for commercial reasons, as long as they credit you for the original creation. Okay, so that's the CC BY. It's the most open license you can choose. And the second one is most restrictive of CC licenses, and only allow others to download your work and share with others as long as they credit you, but they cannot change your work. They can do anything to use it commercially and build upon your work. So this is two licenses, and you can choose each time you are deciding, you can choose one of those. And how it looks like in practice, most of authors right now are choosing CC BY and CMD. So the second one, and you can see here the difference is listed. So the main difference is with, for example, translating an article. Yes, they can translate, but only for private use. They cannot publish the translation, send anyone, etc. And also with sell or reuse for commercial purposes. With the second one, they cannot do it. And it goes in different ways, okay? Because first of all, there is agreement between author and Elsevier. So you can see what kind of rights stays with author and what is Elsevier responsible for and how Elsevier can work with your article. And then the article goes to user, and user, of course, has the rights regarding the Creative Commons license. The user will have more or less rights, what can he or she do with the article. But also please remember that there are rights that stays with author, there are rights that stays with Elsevier, and each time you are publishing your article with a publisher, please just remember to be aware of all rules you agree for, what is the license, and what are the implications of that. Okay, this is quite important because after you sign the agreement, you will not be able to change it. And it's good to be aware as an author what can happen with your article. Okay, and I promised you to show you how to find open access content on ScienceDirect platform. So let me now share this with you. I will open ScienceDirect platform. I will search for anything I have here because I don't want to focus on how to search. I just want to show you where to find open access content. So after you conduct any kind of search via keywords for authors, for journal, etc., you will be able to find open access content using filters on the left. So on the left, just go down and you can see here we have access type, and you can limit your search results just to see open access and open archive content. This is just with one click and the database will show you our open access content. Also, if you go to journals and books and you want to search for example, journals that are connected with your domain, you can once again use filters and refine your results using access type, the last one in here. So you can choose open access, contains open access, and this will be this will show you only open access content we have here on ScienceDirect platform. So just a few clicks and you will see it on the results list. And each time ScienceDirect will remind you what kind of access is here. So every time you will see, if it's open access, you will see it under the title. It will look the same with the title of articles. Here we have the list of journals, but with articles, it will look exactly the same. So you will have information that this is open access. Okay, let me go back to my presentation, because now we have another solution, because you can use, of course, ScienceDirect if you want to search for full text, you want to read it, you want to find recommendations, etc., and use full text platform. Go to ScienceDirect and you will see there the whole content ever published by Elsevier. But also you can go to Scopus database to search broadly within other publishers as well. But please remember that Scopus is abstract and citation database, so we will not find the full text, but Scopus will show you where to find the full text. Okay, this is the difference. On ScienceDirect, the full text will be just right away visible for you if it's open access, and with Scopus you need to take one additional step to go and find the full text content. Okay, and let me go back to my browser and open Scopus. So once again, I will put here anything into my search. And each time you have this results, you will find open access filter on your left. And once again, you can you can just limit your search into open access type you would like to see, or you can easily click to show all open access articles, click limit to, and then Scopus will show you only open access. You can see it here under the title. And also, if you click at the title, there will be no full text, but you have this button, View at Publisher. And if you click here, you will go to the publisher website, and the full text will be there for you. And if you are searching for open access journals, you can go to sources. It's up here on the right, on the top of the page. And from here, you can also display only open access journals. So for example, if you are searching for a journal, open access journal, you would like to publish in it your new article, and you know that by founder body policy, you need to make it open access, then you can click here to display only open access journals, and then the list will open for you. Of course, you can search within subject area, you can check title or ISSN number, it's up to you. Please remember that this is also how you can find open access content using Elsevier tools. Okay, let me go back, because now we have the last topic for today, so transformative agreements. And first of all, to understand transformative agreements, I would like to sum up a little bit about those publishing models. So we have two main routes for publishers to recover the cost of publishing. It can be pay to read, it can be pay to publish. Pay to read, it's traditional model, the subscription model. In this model, the cost of publication is covered by readers. So this is typical situation. If you as a researcher are searching for a scientific article, you are finding the full text, and then there is information, okay, pay some kind of money to read it and download it. Yes, so this is like very typical situation. So this way, cost of publishing articles is spread across institutional individual subscribers, and they are paying to receive access. And this is the first publishing model. And the second one is the gold open access model, which is pay to publish. So in this case, individuals or institutions pay APC, so this article publication charge. This is paid upfront to cover the cost of publishing, and then articles are free to read. Okay, so this is like another idea and another model. So readers, the end users, readers do not pay any subscription. They can just access these articles. And based on that knowledge you already have, I will share with you what is this transformative agreement. So the underlying principle is to transform, okay? So we have the subscription spend, but we want to transform it to support open access publishing. And this is particularly very popular in Europe right now as a way of driving immediate open access. From pay to read, we want to transform into pay to publish, and then all articles with APCs paid by authors or institutions are freely available for readers, for users. And we have some of this kind of agreements. They can be on the country level, they can be on institutional level. And for now, we have more than 2,000 institutions all around the world who are able to publish open access through this kind of transformational agreement. If you want to learn more about it, I published here a link. So you can check later on, for example, is your country having right now open access agreement with Elsevier? From our territory, from our region, for example, we have this kind of agreement in Hungary, in Poland, in Slovenia. So you can easily find it and check how it works, because the details of these kind of agreements are very individual, and each country, each institution can have a little bit different principles of this agreement. So after our webinar, I encourage you to learn more and check those agreements we already have signed. Okay, let me check. Let me check the chat. I'm sorry, my connection just crashed for a moment. I hope you are still here, and I was back just in a minute. Sorry for that. Something happened with my internet connection, but to be honest, we are at the end of our webinar, so I will just quickly share with you last information, like a bonus information, because we talked today about open access, but I also wanted to share with you that we have a lot of free access initiatives at Elsevier, and one of those is Open Archive. So we make Open Archives available for 140 journals. This includes self-press titles after 12 months, and articles featured in the archives are free for everyone to read and download. And they are made available after embargo period for this 140 journal titles, which is, I think, quite nice. And also we continuously improve how we can support researchers, reviewers, editors. So we are giving free access based on our different programs. Some of them I will show you right now. So for example, we have patient access for patients or caregivers. If they want to read specific papers related to medicine, healthcare, they can request individual to access for free with no cost on their end to access literature they need. And also we have access for disadvantaged communities and emergencies. The example can be Research for Life initiative. This is a huge project, and institutions in 120 low and middle income countries can receive free or low cost access to our resources. So this is one idea. And the second one is with emergencies. And I think you could see that because it was quite a big initiative. So we made free access to health and medical research on the novel coronavirus and COVID-19. When the pandemic started, we created the hub and put there all articles connected with the virus, freely available for anyone at the internet. It was not only articles from scientific journals, but also other materials for patients, for public health, some kind of podcasts, some kind of videos, tutorials, etc. So it's quite a lot of materials in there. And for now, latest emergency, and we gained free access to content for Ukrainian researchers, and relevant articles are free available with this special hub resource center for Ukrainians. Okay. And useful links for you. This will be visible on the PDF after a webinar. I will send it to you. And if you want to get certificates, you can see right now how to get them. I will also send you the same information via email. So if you don't want to do it right now, don't worry about it. You can do it anytime later on. You have on the chat the same link and the same workshop code. So to get certificate, just go to Researcher Academy through this link. A short survey will open for you, and after you fill in the survey, you will need to put the workshop code, and then you can download the PDF with your name, the certificate of Researcher Academy. And you need to be logged in on Researcher Academy website, but the registration is free. This is just because the certificate needs to have your personal information about your name and surname. So just do that after all. I will appreciate all of your surveys and feedback. And let me go through the chat. What do we have here? Okay, I will send you the email with webinar, with PDF of the presentation, with information about certificates. Later on today, someone late afternoon, let's say, because I have 2 more webinars today. So if I don't do it today, I will definitely do it tomorrow morning. So please remember to be a little bit patient about that, but I will definitely send it to you. Okay, thank you very much for being today with me. I hope this was useful for you and you learned more about open access and open science initiatives. And maybe this way you will be more open for these open ideas. I hope so. And if you want to learn more, just go to our Elsevier websites about open science, open access, how we support this kind of initiatives. And with more questions, something I missed during the webinar, please contact me directly using my email. Thank you very much and see you all on our next webinars. Bye-bye.